Let's talk about how you can digitize larger patterns for free. Well, welcome. I do sewing and DIY related content, and today I'm going to be showing you how to digitize a pattern without using any Adobe products or products you'd have to pay for. So this is just going to be all using free applications. So I'm going to be making a pattern piece for this cloud pillow. As you can see, it is larger than a regular just size of paper. So we have to put multiple pieces of paper together to get the pattern piece for this. Now, a while ago, I did a video that showed how to do this for like smaller items, and I'll include a link in the description, but one of the things you kept asking me was how do you do this for bigger pieces? So what I've done is I've laid out some pieces of paper that would cover this entire pillow. So for mine, it looks like around 4 pieces of paper would cover the entire pillow itself. So that here is sort of what it looks like. Now, if you just had the fabric cut out or whatever piece you're digitizing cut out, you just want to lay that over top of all of your pieces of paper, being sure that the paper is larger than that item itself. I've then gone through and traced out this cloud. As you can see, the cat decided she wanted to get on these as well, but I added then a seam allowance, so about a half of an inch or so all the way around what I had previously cut out. And then we gave the kitty some love, that way, she felt that she was involved too. So here is what my cloud looks like. Basically, I just traced it out onto the 4 pieces of paper so I can see how each one would look. Now I have this down on this board so that I can actually see those inches, and that's going to be important for when we actually take the photos of this. One thing I am going to do is add little boxes so that I know how these pieces would connect, just to make it a little bit more exact. Now it's time to take a photo of each of those pieces of paper, being sure the camera is level, also being sure that I can see the squares along all the edges. Once I've done that for all 4 of my pieces, I can then go over to Google Draw. So this is in Google Draw. I have sort of the file already set up from a previous pattern piece, but I'm going to go to Insert Image, and then I'm going to upload these from my computer. So I've already brought over the pictures from my computer. So I'm going to start with the first one, and then I'm going to kind of put this into the center of the screen, rotate it, and then begin the process of, getting it so that those squares that are on the rotary cutter mat that equal 1 inch, that it also equals 1 inch from the guide view. So I'm just doing a little bit of cropping so that I can get it to fit a little better, and then I'm going to go to View and then Add Guides. And then I'm going to make it so that I know exactly what 1 inch looks like. So you can see on the left hand side, I have that 1 inch, and then I am dragging out my photo so that I get the 1 inch from the rotary cutter mat to match that 1 inch guide. And then I'll do this both horizontally as well as vertically so that I can get it to match. Now, once I've gone through and gotten this so that, both guides show 1 inch, then I can actually begin the process of removing the guides and then drawing out what my pattern piece is. So I'm going to go through this part a little bit quicker just because, this is something that I can just take a little bit of time using Google Draw to get used to those features, but you can add lines, you can add curves, you can add shapes, whatever is needed. Then I also transferred over those rectangles so that they are now part of that pattern piece too. So here's what the pattern piece sort of looks like. It has a general shape. I'm going to increase the thickness for all of the lines. And then for that one curve, the nice part about Google Draw is it does let you, if you double click it, you'll get these little purple dots, and that will let you kind of fine tune the curve itself. So I can make this look a lot smoother. That was just my initial kind of go through of trying to make it so that I could get the general shape. So now I can clean this up however I would like it to be, make it be a little bit more curved, add, any extra details that I need to. You can also add those notches, like if I would like to add them. But once I have it where I am happy with this pattern piece, I then kind of go through those rectangles. I'm also going to fill them out and then just add some information to make it easier for when I print this. So I'm going to add like a 1 and then probably a 2 up at the other rectangle, just so that I know what these look like. So with this, I have one pattern piece done, and now it is time for us to start doing the others. Now I'm going to follow that exact same step for the other ones, just using a brand new sort of file. So as you can see, I have that second piece, and then all I've done is copy and paste it onto the first piece so I can see if they line up exactly. So I can see that this bottom piece, maybe it's a little bit too long, maybe I want to adjust it slightly. So I can do that, but this is a great way for you to be sure that, these pieces are going to line up after you print them. And then I'm just going to go through making sure these rectangles look good as well, adding any extra details that I need to add. But we can see we get that nice curve that we were looking for our cloud. And then I can delete some of this information and then just move this all over to that main page. And now I have pattern piece 2 done. And then I can repeat these exact same steps for pattern piece 3 and 4. So all I do is each one of these is a brand new file. So I have like cloud 1, cloud 2, cloud 3, cloud 4, and then I'm just copying and pasting the original pattern onto that new pattern document, and then making sure that they do match up nicely. And then you can just keep building this out for as many pieces as you need. So here's 1, and then I have 2, and then 3, and then 4. So I've gone through, matched all of these up, made sure that they look okay. And then once you have them at a point that you'd like, this is where you can print them out. So printing them out and testing is almost just as important as doing all of this drawing and making sure it looks good. I also do try to make sure that they look pretty clean, so do any final little adjustments that may be needed. So now is the moment of truth. So I've printed all of them out, and now what I'm going to do is start just laying them out. Now my paper is a little thin, which actually helps me in this instance, because what I can do is now just match these up, and I can see through the paper that everything's looking pretty good. So you can see here that these two do match up nicely together. I can then add the one above it for either side, and when I start to kind of then expand from here, it looks like everything matches really nicely. And what's great about this is we used all tools that are completely free. So Google Draw is free if you have a Google email account, which again, you can get for free. So I hope that this gave you an idea on how you can do larger pattern pieces. You can then cut this out and use it as needed. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.